Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Dorothy. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how to cut and sew this beautiful pencil dress with gathers around the knee. If this is something you're interested in, watch this video to the very end so you don't miss out on any detail or explanation. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, you are welcome. On this channel, I share videos on pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. So if this is something you're interested in, you might want to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any videos I post next. So turn on your post notifications so you get notified to when I drop new video. Now let's get started with the video. The material that I'll be using for this tutorial is this flowery cotton material. I got it from a bale shop. What I'm having here is 2.5 yards and the length of the fabric is by 60. So if you're looking forward to recreating this dress, 2.5 yards to 3 yards should be enough depending on your size anyway. Now I'll take this fabric off camera to cut out the portion that I'll be needing to draft the front and the back piece, because I'll be cutting the front and the back piece together. So guys, this is the piece that I cut out to draft the front and the back pattern. So what I'm going to do next is to first of all fold this into two, just the way you see me doing. So make sure you fold your piece into two. Then after that, because we are cutting the front and the back piece together, you have to fold it again into another two, making it 4 fold. The measurement I use in cutting out this piece is my hip measurement. Then I added sewing allowance to it. Then the length is 30 inches for the straight dress part. That is what I measure on the bigger fabric before I cut it out. To draft this piece now, the first thing I'm going to do is to rule an horizontal line, which will serve as the shoulder line or the starting line. So go ahead and do the same thing. Rule an horizontal line of about 1/2 inch that will serve as the starting line. I'm so sorry for backing the camera. So after rolling the starting line, the first thing we are going to do is to mark our neckline measurement. The neck width I am working with is 3.5 inches. I marked that on the shoulder line. While for the neck depth, I came down by 3 inches from the shoulder line, then I mark it. Now I'm going to use my chalk to connect these 2 points together to create a round neckline. This neckline we just drafted is the front neckline. For the back neckline, the neck width remained 3.5 inches, while for the neck depth, I came down by 2 inches from the shoulder line and I mark it. And I'm also going to use my chalk to connect the 2 points together to create a round neckline, just like this. Still on the shoulder line, I mark half of my shoulder measurement. On this point, I marked half of my shoulder measurement. I'm going to come down there by 8 inches for the armhole line measurement. To get the armhole line measurement, you simply divide your brown bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Whatever figure you have, that is your armhole line measurement. So now I'm going to use my ruler to connect these 2 points together on the straight line to create the armhole line, and I will also extend this line horizontally, and this horizontal line is going to serve as the chest line. To slanten the shoulder on the armhole line, I will come down by 1/2 inch. Then I will use my ruler to connect a slant line from this point. I mark 1/2 inch to the neck width. Now to create the armhole curve, I will measure what I have left on the armhole line. Then I will divide it by 2 by bending my tape rule like this. Then I'm going to use my chalk to mark the midpoint. On the midpoint, I will come in by 1/2 inch. Then here on the chest line, I will mark 1/4 of my bust circumference measurement. My bust circumference measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I mark 9 inch on the chest line. Now I will use my curve ruler to connect these 3 points together to create the armhole curve. To mark the vertical point, I will place my measuring tape on the shoulder line. From this shoulder line, I'll come down by 10 inches for the bust length measurement. Then from the shoulder to the waistline is 16 inches. I mark that. Then from the shoulder to the hip line is 24 inches. I mark that. Then for the length of the straight dress that I will be working on now, before I attach the gather, is 30 inches. So I mark the 30 inches. Now I'm going to use my ruler to connect all of these points that I have marked horizontally. To mark our body measurement, here on the bust line, I divided my bust circumference measurement by 4, then I mark it here. Then I added half an inch sewing allowance to it. You can go ahead to add 1 inch or 1.5 inch sewing allowance depending on what you want. Then on the waistline, I did the same thing and my quarter of my waist circumference measurement, then I add half an inch sewing allowance to it. On the hip line, if you notice from the beginning of the video, the hip was a little bit tight. If you don't want yours tight, after marking quarter of your hip circumference measurement, add 1.5 sewing allowance to it. This will make the dress free around the hip area. I just wanted mine to be a little bit tight. Then here on the length of the dress, I removed 1 inch from quarter of my hip measurement. I marked it here on the length, then I added half an inch sewing allowance to it. Now I will use my free hand to connect all of these points together. While I was connecting the point, I discovered that I didn't add sewing allowance on the chest line. On the chest line, I added half an inch sewing allowance just like I did for the rest. Now I will continue connecting the points together. So guys, we are basically done drafting this piece. The next thing we are going to do is to cut it out. I will start cutting from the back neckline, then to the shoulder slant, then to the armhole, all the way down to the side of the dress. Then I cut out the length. I decided to add 1 inch to the length because I don't want it too short. Guys, let me explain something real quick here. The inspiration for this dress, the back neckline, is a V neckline. If you want yours to be a V neckline, then you need to increase the neck depth. You can work with 5 inches, 6 inches or 7 inches depending on what you want. After that, you'll place your roller in a slanted form like this, just the way you see me doing, and connect the point to your neck width. Okay, I don't want my back neckline to be a V neckline. That is why I made mine a round neckline. Now I will separate the two pieces from each other so that I can cut out the front neckline. Here is how the front piece look like. In fact, the front and the back piece is the same. The only difference is the neckline. Now we are going to keep this aside while we alter the back neckline, because I want my back neckline to have a loop so I can be able to place a button on it. This will help me to put on the dress easily since there is no zip. So I arrange my back piece together just the way you see me doing. Then from the neckline, I came down by 2 inches and I make a mark. After that, I'm going to use my scissors to slit the back neckline open. So guys, this is what we have. I'm going to cut a facing for this back neckline, and I will also create a loop for the button. For the front neckline, I'll be using bias to pipe the neckline. So I'll place my bias on the neckline like this. Then I will use my office pin to hold it down. So I will use my office pin to hold the bias tape around the neckline just the way you see me doing. After that, I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew the bias to the neckline first, and when I am done with that, I'm going to fold the bias edge in like this. Then I will fold it in again to cover the rough edge of the neckline. Then I'm going to make a top stitch around the neckline. Okay, for the back piece on the neckline, I already create a loop that will be fixing my button with, and I've already cut out the facing for it. So what I'm going to do, I'll fold the loop into two like this, then place it on the neckline just the way you see me doing. Then I will use office pin to hold it together. After that, I'll place the facing on the neckline, right side facing each other. I will arrange the facing on the neckline properly so that all the edges are in place. Now I'll go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to be sewing this neckline just the way you see me directing. So guys, this is what I have after I was done piping the front neckline. You can see how neat it is, and I'm also gonna ahead to sew the facing to the back neckline, and this is what I have as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to notch around the neckline of the back piece so that by the time I turn this facing to the right side, it's going to sit properly. So I'll first of all notch the midpoint on the slit, then I went on to notch around the round neckline just the way you see me doing. After that, I'm going to turn this over to the right side, and this is what we have on the right side. So now I'm going to take this over over to the ironing table and iron it properly. And this is what I have after I was done ironing. The next thing I'm going to do is to sew the shoulder. So I'll place the front shoulder on the back shoulder like this. Then I will use the facing on the back shoulder to cover up for the front shoulder, just the way you see me doing. Now I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew it. By sewing your shoulder this way, the shoulder is going to have a seamless finishing, and I'm going to do the same thing to the second shoulder as well. This is what I have after I was done joining the shoulder. The next thing I'm going to do is to trim off this sharp edge. So I'm going to use my scissors to trim it off a bit, so that by the time I turn this over to the right side, there will be no bulky stitch on that area or bulky fabric on that area, if you understand what I mean. So this is what it looks like after I was done turning this over to the right side. You can see how seamless the shoulder looks. So the next thing we are going to be working on is the sleeve. I'm going to place my both pieces together like this, right side facing each other, and I'm going to arrange the armhole. After arranging the armhole, I'm just going to measure what I have on the armhole so that we can use it to cut out the sleeve armhole. Okay, so when I measure around this armhole, what I'm having here is 9.5. So I'm going to do the same thing to the second side of the armhole again, and I measure it all the way around and I had the same 9.5. So I'm going to use these 9.5 measurements to cut out the sleeve. To work on the sleeve, I have this piece that I cut out that I'll be using to draft the sleeve. So what I'm going to do now is to fold this piece into two, just the way you see me doing. After folding it into two, to get our bicep line from the starting line, I came down by 4.5 inches. Now I'll use my free hand to create the sleeve curve like this. After creating the sleeve curve, what we are going to do next is to measure around the sleeve curve to mark the 9.5 inches measurement we are working on the dress armhole. So when I measured this all the way around, I had the 9.5 inches right here. Then I added 1 inch sewing allowance just in case, and I marked that. From the sleeve apex, just come down by 8 inches to mark your round sleeve measurement. So from this point, I just divided my round sleeve measurement by 2 and I marked it. My round sleeve measurement is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I marked 6 inches on this point. Then I added 1 inch sewing allowance to it. The sleeve length we are working on is 17 inches. Then I added 1 inch hemming allowance to it, making it 18 inches. So the total length of the sleeve I'm working on is 18 inches. It's a 3/4 sleeve, not a long sleeve. So to mark the length of the sleeve, I just measure from my sleeve cap to that point to get the length. Then on that point I get the 18 inches. I measure it round, and what I was having there was 10 inches, so I divided the 10 inches by 2, which make it 5. I mark it on the length. Then I added 1 inch sewing allowance to it. And now I'm going to use my chalk to connect all of these points together. Now let's cut this out. Guys, this is what I have after I was done cutting out the sleeve. The next thing I'm going to do is to fold another piece of fabric, place this sleeve on it to cut out the second sleeve. After cutting out the both sleeve, what I'm going to do next is to notch the midpoint on the sleeve, and we're basically done drafting the sleeve. So what we are going to do is to fix the sleeve on the dress. To fix the sleeve now, I'll spread the dress armhole on the table just the way you see me doing. So now I'm just going to place the notch point on the sleeve on the shoulder joining. That is this joining line on the shoulder, and I'll place the sleeve on it like this. Then I'll head over to the sewing machine to join the sleeve to the dress armhole, and I will also hem the length of the sleeve, and I will do the same thing to the second sleeve as well. This is what I have after I was done joining the sleeve to the dress, and I have also hemmed the length of the sleeve. When I was joining the sleeve, I had excess on the sleeve, so I'm just going to use my scissors to trim out the excess. After trimming out the excess on the sleeve, I'm just going to arrange the butt side. So I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I'll be stitching from the sleeve all the way down to the length of the dress by the 1/2 inch sewing allowance that I left. This is what I have after I was done joining the butt side by the 1/2 inch sewing allowance that I left. So let me turn this over to the right side so that you see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like on the right side. So I'm going to keep this aside while we work on the ruffles. So guys, to create the ruffles, I've already gone ahead to cut out the pieces that I'll be using for the gathers. This pieces is 7 inches wide and the length I'm having here is 90 inches. So what I am going to do next is to hem the length of this piece on this side. I'll simply fold the hem like this, then I'll fold it again. After that, I'm going to run a stitch all the way to the end. On this other edge here, I'm going to run a gather stitch all the way around. So let me go and do this and bring it so that you see what we have. So guys, this is what I have after I was done hemming the length. You can see how neat it is. Then after I was done with that, I went on to run a gathers on this other edge. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pick one of the thread on the gathers and I'll start pulling just the way you see me doing to create the ruffles. After creating the ruffles, the next thing we're going to do is to fix these ruffles on the dress. So I'll just go ahead and place my ruffles on the length of this dress like this, then I'll stitch this together. So guys, this is what I have after I was done attaching the ruffles. So let me turn this over to the right side so that you can see the beauty we made. This is what it looks like on the right side. You can see how beautiful and how neat this turns out. So the next thing we are going to do is to fix the button on the neckline. So here is the button. I'll simply place the button on it like this, then I will use my needle and thread to tack it down. So guys, this is what I have after I was done tacking the button down. So the next thing is to just fix the button on the loop like this, and we have come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you find this tutorial very helpful, and if you do not forget to give this video a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm will push this video to more people. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do well to subscribe, turn on the post notification so you get notified to when I drop new video. If you have any question, if you have any feedback, if you have any suggestion, leave all of them in the comment section and I will be with you there to respond to you. For now, bye. See you all in my next video.